Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Joe here, the LOL Thought Got a Free Smoke. I'm just gonna tell you what's going on here. Here is the first game that we're actually going in to play. Like I said, I haven't played ranked in I want to say almost 6 months to a year. I want to say that, or I don't remember really last time I got ranked. But you see, here they banned my mid Silas, and then like I also see like here as a support. I do see Yumi. I don't play low elo games in ranked with Yumi, with Azir, with any champ that's really difficult to play with. You always want to just play with easier champions. Here, like for example, Mordekaiser is not a difficult champion. I feel like he's going to definitely win top lane over Yorick, who's a little bit more difficult. You see Silas versus Fizz. I'll eventually invest in my boy. He definitely should smash mid. And in here, bot lane, they don't even have a carry. I feel very confident that we can actually outpoke this Kled and this Lux, right? I mean, I don't typically want to play with Fiddlesticks, but I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. He does have a fear. I can definitely use my passive off his fear. Game starts, we go for a gank at their bot side jungle. Here you see Kled use his flash. Kled's now rotating in. He didn't even back. He didn't use any of his back timers. So here is kind of ideal for me. Like I can kind of pressure him off. I know right here we get the level 2 over them because we're going to outpoke Kled. If we outpoke Kled, that means that Lux can't walk up. And all we have to do at this point, whenever we outpoke them, is we're just looking to slow push this wave as slow as possible. We want to try to get as close as we can to level 3 because we're going to definitely hit level 2 in this wave, right? So the slower we push, the more difficult it's going to be for them to farm on the tower. The more difficult it's going to be for them to get the gold, even though they may get the experience, right? So right now we're just trying to push forward a gold lead. Typically, when I back the first time with Samara, especially if there's no pressure in lane, I always try to back with 1,300 gold. So these slow pushes that we're looking for, where we can just poke, are really good. Here you see Zed's Kled actually blew a sum. Here you blew a teleport sum. And this is what this is telling me, that now, like if he does die or something does happen, like he's not gonna be able to get the lane that quick. So I'm gonna red light either him. Well, I'm really gonna red light Lux because she's not as tanky as he is. Kled's just very, very hard to heal with those overshields, with his passive, with his ult. So here you just see I'm just wanting to slow push. I want the wave to push towards us though, and I hope Fiddlesticks understands that, because when the wave pushes towards you is where you actually have the opportunity to either get a gold XP lead or to actually kill the enemy bot lane. A lot of people just think you perma push. Here, this is what you always want to do, is when you actually bet on your jungler, right? You always want to invest in your jungler. Here you see me rotating in on a Warwick level 3 or level 2 gank. Yeah, level 3. It should be a Warwick level 3 gank. I'm calling out to my homeboy in the headset saying, hey, we need to get this Warwick. I don't know what happened here with my Fiddlesticks. I don't know why he didn't rotate in. I did signal him that I was rotating in here. But you can see here, unfortunately the Fiddlesticks die, so we're still 1-1 on the scoreboard right now. But you always want to play towards your jungle whenever you're playing a lane. There's a lot of big streamers out there, especially big jungler streamers. And one of the most frustrating things is that the laners just treat the lane independent of the jungle as if it's not a 5v5. Like for example, I do watch a lot of Tarzan. Tarzan to me is like one of the greatest NA junglers. And I do see what he means when he says, hey, majority of the time he's getting ganked. His junglers, his laners are acting like it's not even happening. And like just those little small plays that I just made, made, can actually change the outcome of the game, can change the jungler's mindset. It just does so much for the team. Here, I don't have the damage to kill, but this is what I was saying with Kled. Like, he is very, 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 very difficult to kill early, or even especially when he hits level 6. Just because he gets so much on that overshield. It's like kind of fighting two different people, right? So here I'm still looking to just get this gold advantage. See, I haven't even back yet, right? Haven't back yet, had any damage. Here we got Xin Zhao coming in, just doing some damage. You know what I'm saying? I do want them to back here. It looks like the Suns may still be down. I'm still just trying to slow push this because, like I said, we are ahead, and I don't know what's going on with this CS here. This is wild. I don't know if I was trying to type or what, but that's crazy. But yeah, and then I'm always playing towards Dragon Time. But I did speak to a Diamond. I asked Diamond, say, hey, what's one of the most important things that you can do whenever you play a lane? She said, just understanding timers. Timers means that, let's say for example, my jungler's topside, right? And the dragon's up. More than likely, I'm going to see their enemy jungler rotating on us to try to get a gank, so they can secure a dragon. So like just understanding timers is very, very, very important. Here, you know what I'm saying, I can see that they're coming back in the lane. They're both stronger than me because remember, I haven't backed yet. I still want to back at 1300. I haven't got a kill yet. You know, I'm really low on mana. You know, I pull Kled here. I miss my Q, you know what I'm saying, land my passive. I'm not able to kill though here. And this is very important. I see my jungler rotating in, but I'm not at the point where I can kill. Jungler wasn't sure where to gank at. And that's why you see him trying to go behind them, but then seeing that he didn't have to do that because we was pulling him in the fight. They didn't have vision of our jungler, and that kind of works out perfect because now we got a Lux kill. I don't have any pressure, and I can still farm at 1300. I'm at 1200. I got a assist for that, which is like 50 gold, I think. But I got an assist for that, so I'm just playing it really smart here to try to make sure I come back with 1300. And you see, I'm paying attention to the map. I seen Warwick by our red, so now I'm warning our Jin Zhao, hey, we're not doing dragon with you. You don't need to do dragon here, right? Right now, if you think about it, Fiddlesticks is a counter to Warwick, right? He's a really big counter to Warwick. Echo, Nocturne, Ramus, they're counters to Warwick. So, like, I'm not too afraid of the Warwick gank at all. I just want to make sure I can get my gold and get my damage boost. Because when you play Samira, the most important thing is being able to get your damage off, regardless of what the scenario is. And that's what I'm playing for. And here, what you see is, I'm trying to keep a perma push, because what I'm going to look to do is I'm looking for a dragon, right? When you play bot side, you're always looking for getting the objective and making sure you can assist the jungler on the bottom side of the map, whether he's on their side of the jungle or whether he's on our side of the jungle, because we have to get the mindset that there is no there in our side, it's just the jungle, right? So I want to do everything I can to assist my jungler. I know that my mid is having a bit of an issue, right? For some reason, he's losing. He did get that kill earlier. I'm thinking he should be ahead, but okay, so what do I need to do? I need to just try to put a little bit more pressure on bot lane so I can try to keep up with the mid laner to make sure she doesn't get too big and I can kill her. Like, these are just things that you have to think of. You have to constantly be looking around the map. Now I'm going to tell you, like, my main role, especially whenever I do play ranked, I typically only play jungle. A lot of times I have a different mindset when it comes to how to play a lane, meaning that I don't really care how well the lane is going if I feel like my team is losing, right? I don't like it's not winning a lane is not your job. Winning the game is your job. So what do we have to do to win this game? Okay, I need to make sure I'm tracking my bot laners for if they rotate in. You see they're doing a crazy amount of damage to me, but I'm still trying to keep up with them as far as gold, because like I said, there's three things you really need. A 3-item spike with Samira. You need Collector, Infinity Edge, and and probably Lord Doms. Lord Doms is really good, or Mortal Reminder, right? Here, there's a Warwick. I'm looking to play Mortal Reminder here. That's kind of like the number one item that I need to make sure that his sustain is not going to be good. I'm not sure about what Warwick's building at all, but I am always trying to press tab, trying to keep an idea of who's building what and like where their damage spikes are, right? So here I'm just playing it back. Now I'm gonna say this: one thing you do as Samira is you always count the abilities that's being used, right? So I have a Lux Q, I have a Lux alt, right? I am looking to kill Lux 100%. 40-second cooldown if she lands her alt. If she doesn't land her alt, it's more of a cooldown. It's more of a cooldown. I just need to kill this Lux, right? Because like I know it's on cooldown, and right now her Q should be back. So I'm looking to one-shot her, especially if I know she doesn't have an alt. As she does do a Q, I'm expecting a lot of damage on the E, but because that alt's not there, she shouldn't be able to one-shot me. And so this is how you play Sam. You wait for them to blow their abilities, and then you look to smoke them. Now you can see they're playing it back because they know that her alt's down, did no damage. I can kind of freely roam a little bit, you know, make sure that there's a ward on dragon, because I am going to try to push this lane up. I do want to lease back with 1,000 gold so I can get serrated. Yeah, her alt is crazy. Like it just takes it's so quick. It comes back up and it does a large amount of damage. The QER is just ridiculous. So like yeah, but like I said, I'm looking to dive her because she's just throwing her alt out and it's not calculated. Like there is where she would do a QER, like, but she's not. She's not really rotated, and they know that I'm looking to burst her down. Like I really want to kill that Lux, because Lux is going to be, to me, the primary poke damage. And here, this is where you see me dive Lux, because that was a bad alt. That was a horrible alt by Kled. There's no reason for him to have alted or went after the Fiddlesticks. Now, Fiddlesticks does have a fear, and he can be, dangerous, but realistically, because he has the ability to heal for so much, like, look, it's free kill. Look, now this sets up Dragon. This is guaranteed Dragon now. Now, I'm actually talking to my mid laner, and look, now this is bad because, to be honest with you, he would have been better off trying to steal, but killing that Fiddlesticks who has no kills does absolutely nothing for him. And what it does is it gives me the push for bottom, right? Meaning that they're going to lose more in the wave. I'm going back right here. My mid laner is getting Dragon, which is getting objective, which is, to be honest with you, more important than him just protecting mid lane, especially if he's struggling lane. If you're having issues in lane, like, you do want to go ahead and push out, but you also want to rotate as much as possible. You're going to have a better chance of killing the enemy laners if you rotate them to a team fight. So a lot of people think that, oh, if you're not strong enough, if you don't have the gold, you shouldn't be team fighting. To be honest with you, in some scenarios, you can actually get back into the game by winning a team fight. So here, we just got the Dragon objectives, right? So I'm still monitoring our bot side to see if I can see Warwick. Because like I said, Warwick, the more we put Warwick down, the more objectives we get. The more objectives we get, the more we have a chance of winning the game. Now, like I said, sieging is going to be void creatures. Combat is going to be dragons, right? Rift is going to be sieging, and then also Baron is going to be both Baron and Dragon. Baron's so good. Baron's so much better because it's great for sieging and it's also great for team fights, executions, and the Elder Dragon. So I'm thinking just making sure I'm getting everything done on my end as best as possible. Here, Fiddlesticks is rotating around the top side. He's getting awards, or he's doing stuff with awards. I don't really want to fight them close. I want to fight them right here. Right here is a perfect spot for me to fight them, both of them actually. But I'm trying to get them to use their abilities, and you see Lux and see that's really good for me. Here, I really dropped the combo, to be real with you. Here, I don't know how I didn't kill Lux with that attack. I was up so much damage. I go the wrong way on my ult. I didn't just cut him off from the tower, and then I really just threw this fight. I threw this fight so bad. And I wanted to make it clear to my support that I'm not blaming him for this. This is 100% me. I should have got a double kill right there and at least got like 1 or 2 plates, because the wave was pushed out towards them. So like I dropped it there, and I know I dropped it there. I know for a fact I did, and I'm kind of just letting my support know, hey, you did everything right. You did everything you were supposed to do. I messed up that fight. Like if I killed Lux there, I definitely would have been able to kill Kled there, but I just played it wrong. To be honest with you, I didn't even use my ignite, and I'm just typing to tell my my support, hey, look, I dropped the ball, my bad, that's not gonna happen again. It's just a mistake I made. Like I said, I'm not used to streaming playing rank. I'm not even used to playing rank that often, because to be honest with you, I feel like I run into, just in people I play against, outside of ranked, is just a lot more difficulty. Like, I've played against diamonds and casuals, so I feel like my casuals are a lot more difficult than my ranked, and I can bring my ranked up, and that's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm just gonna focus on bringing my rank. I don't even know really at what level I should be playing at, to be honest with you. I have no idea, but I have fun with the game in casuals, and I don't feel like I feel the amount of stress, and I understand like win conditions because I play jungle, and because I focus mainly on win conditions, I don't really focus on the lane as much as I do as far as just making sure we can get all things to win. In low elo or win conditions, gonna pretty much always be like 4 dragons, you know what I'm saying, or just objectives. Those are just gonna always be the win conditions, because a lot of times what you notice in like these low elo games, they just run around and fight. Like, this low elo is based off of just understanding the fundamentals of the game. That's all it's about. And the majority of people that play this game that's in low elo, it's not because they're just horrible. It's just because they just want to go around and just want to fight. They think that fighting is the funnest thing. They want to test themselves by seeing if they can beat this person, and that's not really what the game's about. So like, if you just keep a mindset of just like objectives, for example, you're not going to have anywhere the amount of the issue that most low elite players are going to have. You're probably going to be able to get out of iron really quick. Bronze is going to be a little bit more mechanical, but I don't think it's going to be that bit much of a difference. Here, I'm just picking a fight, get caught in the queue, misses an ult, right? This is just a really bad engage for us. But I'm thinking here, because I am pushing out the wave, like, why don't I just go back and buy my collector? which has that 5% execution. I'm gonna need that damage. I did notice that Kled is starting to hit like a truck off of one item spike, which is crazy. But yeah, here I'm just thinking, what can I do to win the lane? But I really don't really care about the lane, to be honest with you. I'm more focused. You see how down our work is, how down their work is, and I'm also looking outside of seeing how down there is to look at their builds and skim past their builds. And in here, like my Fiddlesticks dies here, but I don't really like I said, I'm not blaming him. Like I mean, ideally, like I would have liked to have like a hard engage, like a nihilist type of guy. But I mean, it's not really that big of a it's not really that big of a deal. Like me, be honest with you, I don't really care about the lane as long as we're getting the objectives, because the objectives are going to be what wins the game, right? Don't get me wrong, the feats are cool. Like it's cool to get the feats, the boots. The boots aren't always going to be a guaranteed win. And here you can see I'm just pushing out the wave. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to see when the next dragon's coming. Here my Silas comes here. I think he pushed out mid already. I'm just want him to go to dragon. I don't want him to help me with anything here. But I mean, he does. He says he wants to get the tower, but then he's telling me that he wants to fight Lux, and I'm like, there's no reason to fight Lux. Like here, we just either take the tower or we to put more pressure bot lane. There you see Kled rotating in. I missed it. Kled just straight up like destroys me. My Silas is still trying to kill this Lux. I don't know what. Maybe he's a Lux hunter. That's what I'm gonna call him. He's a Lux hunter. He really wanted to kill that Lux. But it kind of puts us in a bad state of the game. I'm telling him, I'm talking to him here, and I'm saying to him, hey, look, this is why I was trying to tell you to go get dragon and then go mid, because we're losing so much in mid lane. Like that's really bad for us. Like getting the objective dragon would have gave us boost, but more importantly, it's a win condition. Now, for some reason, their work is in mid. I'm thinking to myself here, what do I want to do? Do I want to go bot lane? Do I want to go mid lane? I see my Fiddlesticks just basically destroying this Kled. Like he doesn't even have an item spike. He's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just Fiddlesticks. That amount of sustain is just wild. Yeah, see? And then I know Lux is bot because I see her ult coming through, right? So, but I know that the dragon is up at this point, right? So I know I need to go bot side. After I go bot side, I can look to push out the wave and then rotate on dragon. Typically, before you do any type of objective, you always want to push out the lane, right? But they still got a tier 1. I'm thinking, okay, let's just go ahead and go for it. You know, works like mid. Works mid. I don't know if he's having a breakdown, because like that type of stuff that happened to him earlier, where you end up getting 3v1, your laners aren't doing anything, probably not signaling, your laners aren't rotating in. Like it can, especially in this elo, like it can cause like a breakdown. So here, like I'm just I do want to take the bottom tier, but then like I'm looking to see these guys are destroyed this Fizz. Like mid lane is freed up. Do I want to go ahead and go for CS and just push out mid lane, or do I want to go ahead and just try to get the tier 1 and bot? So I just say, okay, you know what, so let's go bot. You know, you have all your fun in bot, do all the fighting you want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and get the CS and mid. Mid is the ideal position for me. The reason why mid is the ideal position for me is because I want to be close to getting the top, bot get close to any team fight, because right now I am doing a decent amount of damage. I don't have my Infinity Itch spike, but I am but I am still doing a decent amount of damage. I'm ulting really quick, got my combo down, so I'm just trying to get a little bit of gold so I can go ahead and get my Infinity Itch spike, and then I get my Mortal Reminder. So I'm not playing Lord Doms here. If you notice, they're not playing any tanky people, and I keep pressing tab to check that. You got to press tab and check what they're building. You know, you have to do it. If you're not like looking up the map, the least you can see is what they're building, because that will make a difference. And here, what you're gonna see in this game is I'm gonna actually talk to one of my teammates about some stuff. Well, you may not hear it, but you're gonna probably see what I'm saying. Now here, I'm looking at a free and easy kill on Yorick. Now I'm gonna say this. That Mordekaiser was wearing him out all game, to be honest with you. As you can see, he didn't even try to fight me after he killed the Mordekaiser. Like, he didn't even try to fight me. But this is the type of stuff you look for. Nobody's rotating top. Jungle's not rotating top, right? No one's coming top at all. And no one on their team is. They're just leaving the top lane completely. They're playing like they're 3 or 4 individual different lanes. They're not playing like they're a team. And this is gonna be like the tall tale difference between someone that kind of knows how to play and someone that doesn't. Now I get a free tower. That's a lot of gold, or a decent amount of gold, right? Well, not a lot. I guess not a lot. But I also get to push in the wave again, right? And mind you, they see, because they're minions, they see the vision here. So I'm pushing these minions into a tier 2, and there's literally nobody coming in. Now what you don't see there is I go to back, and when I go to back, Warwick is farming his Gromps, or his those rock creatures. Yeah, he's farming those, right? So I just back somewhere else, and it's kind of sad because if you notice, he could have defended the tier 1, or he could have looked to at least try to stop me. He could have looked to try to get other people on me. But it's kind of like they've kind of mentally gave up a little bit, like with the plays that's been happening so far. Even though their bot lane did get to tier 1 before we got to tier 1. Now I'm rotating top, and like I said, I'm only following the minion waves. Top lane does have stronger minions, so I am gonna level up a lot faster in top lane. But I'm only really following minion waves, and I'm trying to go ahead and try to make sure that I'm always keeping some pressure in bot lane. So if the dragon does come up for any reason I'm not there, at least they won't have that much the lane vision, right? The lane vision won't be there. It'll be easy to try to pick some of them off. Here I fight Kled. My friend's telling me, hey, look, bro, they're here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're about to die. And I'm like, okay, let me just get as much damage as I can off. I didn't know York was there. But I'm strong enough to kill Kled right now. I got my Affinity Edge, and I'm looking to build the Mortal Reminder. Now, I am talking to my friend with Tab right here, and what I'm explaining to him is that they don't have a tanky team. You don't need to play Lysandrias. If you're playing Rod of Aegis, you can play something like Riftmaker to give you even more sustain, but you need to get rid of that item. Now, at this point, he's in the base when I'm talking to him, right? So he hasn't left the base yet. He had just died, and then I press Tab, and I'm seeing him just talking to him. And I'm telling him, like, Lysandra is not the best item for this team. Like, I mean, you got Storm Scourge, that's really good on Sylas. You got Hextech Rocket Belt, that's good on Sylas. Like, there's a lot of those that's going to give you more mobility. Like, you have so many things that's good on Sylas that's more viable than, like, Lysandria's. Like, they don't have a Scion, they have a Mundo. Like, they don't have anybody big. Here, again, I'm just, clearing out. The dragon is coming up, right? So I'm trying to see. Now, here, I couldn't get to York. I couldn't get to him. That shell you put up, so I'm thinking I can just take the York ult. Taking the York ult does a lot. He can't send that ult in a different lane. He can, but he can't when the ult's down. Here, you can see I'm telling everyone, let's go to Drake right now. Let's go to Drake. My boy is telling me, hey, dragon's coming up. These are dragon timers. You want to be in a situation where you are getting the dragon as soon as it lands, right? You want to be able to get that dragon as soon as it comes down. And that's what we call dragon timers. There's 4 people there when the dragon lands. We're done. We shred it up really quick. We get a free Otacon here just because we're playing on the bot side of the map. Now, I think in this situation, we may have given up Rift Herald, which I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm getting a dragon, I'm getting Otacon, that's well worth over Rift Herald to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Rift Heralds are really, really good at sieging. Like, really, really good at sieging. But at the end of the day, like, you have to have an understanding that majority of these fights is that you run into in low elo are going to be, especially mid to late, are going to be game deciding, right? Whether it be that you're fighting for Elder, whether you're fighting for Baron. Like, it's important that you get as much of an edge as you can possibly get, especially if you have people that it may not be, especially in low elo, that may not be like the best mechanically or understand like how to use their champ to the best of their ability. That's why I always believe, like, especially in low elo, like, you don't need to play like the Akalis that you're doing like the master combos, or you especially if you don't know how to do poke with them, right? Like, you don't need to do that. Like, if you could play like the Mordekaiser, the QE, the E on the backside of the ult, like that type of stuff is perfectly fine. But you don't need to. And there goes Rift Herald. Like, the Rift Herald is, it just, to me, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it, like, them trading this. I fight here. I'm telling Sylas that, hey, I'm fighting bot side, trying to kill his Kled. He basically saves me. You see, he saves me there. That Kled had me. I don't know, his damage spikes are just crazy with Kled. Like, he has so much sustain, and he does decent damage. So here, like I said, I'm looking to build Mortal Reminder mainly for Warwick, just because those sustain things are just based in his kit. Like, they're based in his abilities. his W, his passive. He's kind of really hard to kill with anti-heal, and sometimes you can lose track of him in a team fight if he's not frontlining. So here, like I said, I know how important Mortal Reminder is, just to be able to not make sure that champ isn't the issue. If he does decide to change his build and kind of make him a little bit more tanky. Right here, like I said, minions in top lane are always gonna give you, are always at a higher level. And then you can see I'm tabbing there to see what's going on, who's building what. I see a Rift Maker on. Yeah, see, and I'm not afraid of killing this. Like, this Warwick is gone. If I catch this Warwick, I already got Grievous Wounds on, he's gone. He's gone. And this is where we're going to run into the beginning of a team fight. We have Warwick R there, right? So if we do get into a 4v4, 5v5 fight, we know Warwick doesn't have an ult, right? I'm ulting back to back to back to back. So I don't mind being in the middle of a team fight as long as I can kind of get the CC abilities out the way. If I can do that with my Conqueror stacks, which Conqueror is going to give me a percentage of healing based off the damage done, and it stacks up to 12 times. So here I'm just want to go ahead and get as much damage off as try to get this tower down as quick as possible so we can push a little bit further. There, Kled is overextending, right? Kled is overextending. The Maiden, he just left the Maiden there. And you can see I'm starting to heal. I already got one ult off. I got two. This is my second ult. You get, so it makes a big difference. And now I'm tanking, you know, I'm tanking. So I back off here, but I'm looking to, I got 3 dead. We get a free inhib off of here. Now we got a couple options, right? We can go look for top lane objective. We look for bot lane objective. We should always be looking for bot lane objective. Remember, Dragon win con. Dragon typically beats out everything. Reason why is because Baron's on a timer, right? Elder's on a timer, right? But these things that you get, these 4 dragons that you get, they're permanent boost in the game, and that little bit of boost that they give you based on dragon you get can make that big of a difference in a team fight, right? So right now I'm thinking, okay, dragon coming up again. I want to push bot lane out again before we go rotate on dragon. This is just understanding dragon timers. This is timers. This is dragon win con and low elo, right? These are basic fundamental things. While I was doing dragon, my team members that weren't involved in that fight, or I think 1 or 2 of them, they go and they're getting Baron, right? 3 people did, they can't contest, right? My Fiddlesticks, I'm looking at him in the map, and he's running towards me. He's getting smashed. I try to hide a little bit, but here I just want to let you know that I have a Baron buff. I'm doing a crazy amount of damage. Boom, boom, boom. 2 dead. And then we have this. This is over with. You know, it's over with. Yeah. Now what we do is you see me rotating into dragon, right? These are dragon timers. I'm telling my friend, look, we don't need to do that. We don't need that. We just go get the dragon immediately. This is going to be our 4th dragon, right? Before Elder. We already have Baron. After this, we push back out the lanes, right? And we go to take another inhib. This is how you typically collapse on a game, right? And then you can see the top laner had some things to say about the work, which was funny. But yeah, all in all, this is how all ranked games are supposed to be controlled. And I'm telling my friend here, because he does have some really good mechanics, right? He's a really good Sylas player, but he plays these Iron Ring games, and sometimes he has an issue. And I try to explain to him that he shouldn't have an issue because he understands the flow and the fundamentals of the game. All you have to do mainly to escape Iron, and this is going to be, I want to keep doing these videos, ranked videos. With my understanding, when I used to play ranked a lot, but not even a lot. I think I played like 1 season ranked. I played, well, maybe 2 or 3 seasons actually. I played it a decent amount, but then I would stop after a certain point. But the most important thing is just don't fight anywhere and don't fight for anything, right? I've talked to high ranked, I talked to diamonds. I talked to, I talked to some people that really know the game, and they one of the things they say that you run into in Iron is that people just want to fight any and everywhere. They just want to fight and go any and everywhere. They don't care where their objectives are coming up. It's like they just want to see if they can kill or how long they can go. Like it's like a Call of Duty game or something, but it's not. You know, we shouldn't be doing that. It's a strategy involved in this game. It's still an RPG. You know, you got to play like you do have some sense. Here you can see I'm just talking to my homeboy about my stats. I'm saying, look, top damage, best KDA, not even the best KDA, just a decent 8 KDA. Like every game in Iron should go this way, just because you know how to play and what the fundamentals are to the game. Just don't get caught up in just running and fighting or doing something stupid. I know how important those level 3 ganks are with Warwick, and so I know how he must have felt, after he gets jumped on by a bot laner. Like these type of things just change and affect the game. So just keep that in mind if you're at this elo or low elo. Keep this in focus. All right, and y'all have a great day.